Welcome to the Judgment Free Zone. You've downloaded the Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast, recorded live from the cornfields of Central Illinois with Matt and Amy. Welcome to episode number 69 for November 26th, 2023.
Well, hello there, children. Welcome back to your weekly freak show that is the Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast, take number 472 of this episode. If you didn't notice, we just changed up the intro a little bit. I had a little creative moment because my software update. I'm like, oh, I like this song. Let's try something different, which turned into a whole...
Which ensued into a conversation and then a whole tech
Why aren't you
debacle.
saying that? Okay. I can't even begin to tell you. You would think it was our
Honestly,
first day podcast.
It was really only probably about a 5-minute back and forth.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
She goes, where'd you get this date from? I'm like, the calendar?
Oh my gosh, guys, it's been a hot minute since we have
You
come
would think
to
it'd
you.
been a hot decade the way we're
I
podcasting,
know,
but anyway.
You know what?
And we had, you know what, our studio is our son's bedroom
When he is home.
when he's home, but he's not home that often, but he's home right now-ish. And so we had to sort of sweep off the desk to make room for our stuff. And if you're watching on the YouTubes, which the link's down in the description if you want to do that, the tripod is precariously sitting on the mattress. So
That's because the bed is down, or the
futon.
The futon.
If you're watching on YouTube and the camera starts to list, that would be why. And I probably won't
Anyways.
fix it. Anyway.
It's okay. So we want to just wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy post-Thanksgiving.
Post-Thanksgiving.
Hope it went well.
And now we are getting into the holiday season.
Amy has decor on the desk.
I decided to bring one of my mini snow globes.
Yes.
Woohoo! Jingle bells in the background.
Jingle
Can you hear
bells
it?
and presents for pretty girls. Yes.
Yes, and we're, let's see, we've got Hanukkah on December 7th coming up, along with the Copy Shop holiday party.
There you go. You're not invited, but you are, but they aren't.
And then we'll be
We
full
do have
into-
non-alcoholic beverages at that though. So.
Yes, we do. It's, you know what? One of my tips that I've told people is,
Host your own party.
host the party. Well, I'm in charge of the
You are.
holiday party, so I am like, we will have NA
Because
drinks.
Amy said.
And actually, that has gone really well. This will be our third year having NA options, and it has gone really very well. And actually, it's been kind of funny. People were like, "Oh, I'll take that."
When we tried a new NA, it's coming up in our drink of the week, but we tried a new NA option on Thanksgiving itself.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a couple of different ones to be honest.
Yeah.
Not that I lie about those type of things, but
Yes, because we lie about NA options.
we do. We do.
Often.
And if you like-
Because that's what we are. We're liars.
We're such liars. But we had a great Thanksgiving, got filled up on the food.
Oh my gosh.
And the thing about Amy not drinking on the holidays, which we've noticed from previous years, the turkey obviously makes you sleepy or whatever, but you're not near as tired in the afternoon.
Oh my gosh, no.
It's not all about the tryptophan that's making you tired.
No, it's
It could be
because
the trip to booze.
No, it's because you have the booze and then all the food completely
Right.
just sits there because, as you all know, or if you don't, you need to look this up. Your system basically is shut down when the alcohol goes in, so your food will just sit there even longer.
Oh, well-known fact. I did not know that.
Well, because you have to get the toxin out
Gotta
of your
process
body.
the alcohol
The
first.
alcohol takes
before
priority.
you can process the turkey.
That's just science.
There you go. Leave it to
So, but yeah.
Coach Amy, the not
But
scientist scientist.
Yeah, so,
And you've been busy. You updated our
oh my gosh.
our 7 tips. We also found out.
So we've updated our guide. It's now called Beyond Spirit, 7 Tips for Starting Your AF Journey.
You can go to joyontheirside.com and
Yep.
get that from Coach Amy.
Yep, you can just go there.
It works now.
It works. Apparently, in the world of technology, which I'm so good at. I'm so confident.
You have challenges.
I do, but people were signing up and they weren't getting it, and so I apologize. So if you have not received it and you did sign up, please just let me know, or just go back out and sign back up. It works now.
Yeah.
It has been tested.
Just email Amy at joyontheirside.com, and she'll get you a copy if you signed up and did not receive that.
Absolutely.
If you've already signed up and have it, it's the same thing, just a new name. It has been
Well, no,
refreshed.
I've refreshed it up a little bit. But yeah.
But you never know.
But
Well,
you know what? And it is. It's those tips that really helped us when we got started. Our very favorite one, keep the ingredients. No.
Keep the ritual changing.
Keep the ritual.
Very unsuccessful quitting process. Keep the alcohol. It's a new strategy, people. Try it out.
It's just like my non-physical touch.
Yeah, your non-physical touch. Yes. Need more non-physical touch.
Guys, I'm sorry. But
That's all right. It's one of those weeks, Amy. But we also have. I had a note on here about decorating already, but that was from a week ago.
But
so
that's all right.
now it's
Let's talk about it a little bit because it has been interesting.
I found in social media, Amy, the three things you don't talk about: politics, religion, and decorating early.
Yeah.
Or early with air quotes. Whatever
early wish would be
before Thanksgiving, I guess.
Before Thanksgiving, or like. There's a lot of people, literally, you flip the switch on Halloween and the next morning you wake up and Christmas appears. And I know, a lot of people who put their Christmas up. Like it's up. It's up November 1st. I'm a little slower than that. And the only reason is because of you.
You like the pre-Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Time.
But I decorate for fall. Basically, it's September 1st. Fall is up.
And Christmas music starts November 1st.
Yes.
Right.
And then we do decorating. But this year with decorating, we did it again, I think, kind of like last year. We just
doing phases.
Took a week and just put stuff up as we wanted.
I found it easier than destroying the entire house in one day.
Yeah.
That's really annoying.
And it was like, okay, tonight, let's do this. All right, tonight, let's do this another
Oh,
other
that's a good thing we don't drink, especially when we decorate. Well, we don't drink at all, but when we decorate because the tree failed again. This is, the tragedy that is the
we
fake
did think
trees.
about doing another vlog about it because we did that 4 years ago?
4 years ago when we got the tree that we had. Yes.
Yeah, and you can just go back and watch that because it happened again.
Same thing. Half dead tree.
The same thing. We get it out, we put it up. Then we tried to put more lights because last year we put more lights on it. And then this year we tried, and I don't know. It just...
So if I'd been drinking, two things would have been a problem. We would have been driving around looking for a Christmas tree after drinking. And two, I probably would have bought a worse tree or a more expensive tree because I would have been more...
No, we were able to really kind of go through a rational process.
It'd be called, yeah.
No, I mean, it was just like, okay, let's go get a new tree.
Take the technology out. That's my tip.
Just go simple.
Yes.
And honestly, if we could have just bought a tree without lights, we would have. But we couldn't find one.
It's a good opportunity to test your marriage communication skills.
Yeah. IKEA putting furniture together with, IKEA furniture.
Good marriage test.
Nothing on us. We can do that.
Yeah.
We are team. Put us in, how big is how big was that bathroom that we redid?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, little tiny half bath. Two of us in there doing painting and the whole thing. No problem. We can do those things. You give us a Christmas tree where lights are out.
The good news is
the two of us turn into like.
But see, I'm a pleaser. Is my one of my personality types. So it's easy for me to just be like, fine, it's broken. Let's fix it. Go buy a new tree. Problem solved. I don't have to deal with it. And that's what we did. Problem solved.
Well, it really just...
And it's flocked. You're very excited about your flocked tree.
I have two little flock trees, but I always wanted a big flocked tree. And I love it.
Well, it's big-ish, but yeah.
Well, 7.5 feet.
I mean, we want to get to our topic that is change is near, which is an acronym. But before we get to changing being near, let's talk real quick about the drink of the week.
Oh, okay. Well, which ones do you want to do?
Well, let's do the two that we've actually tried.
Okay.
Well, we had a new wine. I forget the wine that we had at Thanksgiving.
Gießen?
No. That was that red.
Oh,
I totally forget.
Remember.
It wasn't bad.
It was a red. We'll put it in the show notes. We can probably find it. But it was a red because for some reason we can find all Gießen except for the red.
The red is hard to find, period.
But we got this really pretty hands something.
Some hand,
but, very, I mean,
not as good as Gießen, but it was pretty solid. It was different.
I liked it. And yeah, it was a good red. And then we had the Gießen Sparkling Brut, the champagne.
Which is like champagne, which I didn't know they had one, I don't think. But it was very good.
It was really good.
Yes.
My mother-in-law even, she shared the bottle with me. And she was like, this is really very good.
Your mother-in-law, also known as my mom.
Your mom, my mother-in-law.
Yeah, she liked it.
I get really possessive here. No, it's mine. She's my
Strong.
mother-in-law.
Very similar to Liar's Classico, but you said not as sweet.
It wasn't as sweet, and
which is good for champagne.
I really liked it. It was very nice. Yeah, I would highly
Got that at our local Benny's.
recommend that, especially if you're just gonna drink it like champagne and not mix it. I mean, if you're gonna do a mimosa, I don't care. Do the free or whatever. That's fine. But I'm kind of curious what it'll taste like with a mimosa. Maybe I'm missing out. I can't wait. I can't wait.
We should get some orange juice. There you go. And my new favorite evening drink while watching a Christmas movie is the Liar's coffee. I don't know what they call it, coffee something. Just it's coffee.
It's their spirits.
Yeah, it's one of their spirits. It's
flavored spirits.
But it's basically like a.
And then you put a little bit of the cane,
which I don't think you have to. But really, you could just do the coffee with cream, and it tastes like
Bailey's.
Yeah. Or Kahlua and cream. Whatever.
A Kahlua and cream or something like that. Oh my goodness, it is so.
Put in
good.
a rocks glass, kids, and
I couldn't believe how close. I mean, it just tasted like it. There was no.
Yes. Clearly you liked it because
good.
I think my glass went empty faster than I remember drinking it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And coming soon, we do have a new tequila that we want to try. We got, I don't even know his real name, Machete from Spy Kids, and then I think that's Machete in the Machete movie. Has a NA tequila.
We did buy that. The packaging is great.
Box is really cool. Bottle's cool. We just
haven't opened it up. We need to do that. So that review will be coming up. But we left it in the show notes. So heck, you guys need to know about it.
You need to know. We're teasing what's coming up. And we want to keep you on the edge of your podcast seat.
Okay, so we're gonna go into now the topic of the show.
I always love Amy's transitions. They're always so. They're kind of like this. Your transitions. I just found a new sound effect for your transitions. And go. Oh, that could be another one for you too. Anyway.
So I'm gonna have a drink now.
Have some of that Topo Chico.
Topo Chico right now. Our local Hy-Vee has the cases. If anybody would like to give me a gift for Christmas, I want a case of Topo Chico lime, please. With a twist of lime. It's my favorite.
You just never know what you're going to get on this podcast, kids. All right, Amy, talk about you have your advent calendar.
You want to do the advent calendar thing
I think
first?
it's the next item.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, no, it really isn't. It's the next part was the mindset.
This is what happens when Amy's in charge of show notes.
All right, so we're going to talk about, I don't care. Talking about the Advent calendar. Okay, guys, I put together an alcohol-free Advent calendar for the Sober Summit. It was my giveaway. Now, where is it? Because I had it, and now I can't find it.
The Sober Summit, which you can still go listen to if you want, right?
No.
Oh, you can't.
It's limited, so you've missed it, guys. However...
She may do a spring one, right?
She'll do another spring, I'm sure. It was really good, very well attended. So I hope that if you had the chance, you never know if you have, if you've signed up for it and you missed it, I'm sure you're on that email list, and maybe there will be some little surprises or anything like that.
But you're offering up your Advent calendar.
Yeah. Well, I love Advent calendars anyways. I've always loved like the little chocolate one. And then they have like last year,
your sock and underwear one from Aldi.
It was the best, guys. And I thought it was going to be really janky. I wear those underwear and I wear those socks.
Much to my chagrin, she does.
It worked out perfectly. So there's all kinds. I mean, actually, I've seen some. I saw one for Bravas, I think, had like a...
No, Brewdog.
Oh,
no,
maybe Bravas?
I know Brewdog has.
Okay, they had like an NA one.
They have a 24 beers of Christmas regular and then an Advent NA beer.
Yeah, it's so cool. So I like doing Advent. Excuse me. And I was trying to find something, for the holidays, alcohol-free ideas, tips, anything like that. So just kind of created one with the help of Suzanne as well. She was kind of giving me ideas. But I did this so long ago that I opened it up the other day and I'm like, hey, I'm actually going to print off my own advent calendar and use
This is
it.
pretty good.
This is really good. So, and I have for day one, start the season with gratitude. Spend, 5 to 10 minutes just meditating on the blessings in your life. Just putting, having that clarity.
That's centering time
Coming into this season, and just some different ones. Like one is attend another one. I'm just going to kind of randomly jump around, but like day 9, attend a Christmas concert or a live performance, and get into the spirit of the season. Celebrate the reason of the season. We're Christian, and that's why we have Advent.
Attend them sober is the key.
Yes. Here's my favorite, and I've looked it up, but I haven't done it yet, but I will do this numerous times. Work out to Christmas music. So,
I worked out to a Christmas movie the other day.
Yeah. I mean, work out to a Christmas music. I follow a guy called, Get Fit with Rick, where he does walking things, and he does this whole one. It is so much fun. I put on my, Christmas holiday workout mix that at the gym, and I use it.
How many days are in your calendar, Amy?
Well, it's Advent, Matt.
Is that
so
12
that would be 24. Actually,
for some reason I thought maybe it would be 12.
I do have it up
That's
to
a 12
20.
days. I'm thinking 12 days of Christmas, aren't I?
I do actually go to 25, and then on day 26, we say, please join the alcohol-free spirit community if you'd like, join that.
Gotcha.
So I have that in there too. But, I would also say, there's, host a movie night featuring classic Christmas films. We're going to have friends over for the holidays coming up, but we're also going to be celebrating your birthday.
Yes.
So that's coming up. And, but just really, it's that whole centering in on the holiday. And I know for me, when I was drinking, the anxiety from the season was just amplified. And now that this is the 4th year going into it, I have to say I do have a very calm, peaceful feeling this year. I'm like, you know what? It's all going to work out. Yep. The presents are going to get bought. They're going to get wrapped. And you get to choose how you are going into this holiday season. I mean, I know that it can really ramp up for people at times, but just taking that moment, if it's daily, just sitting down and just saying, hey, what do I really want out of this holiday season? And asking those questions. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I think the longer you go, each time cycle around gets easier.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to an event for our bodybuilding show for our son. But the thing that struck me about that was there was alcohol there. But it wasn't even something like, it was the first time I ever going. I'm like, I never had even thought like there would even be alcohol. Like the thought of like needing alcohol or wanting alcohol. Whereas before, years ago, I would have been like, oh, I hope they have alcohol because, it goes till 6, 7 o'clock. It's past that 5 o'clock witching hour. So, I hope there's booze there, or I'd like want to leave and go find booze and come back. Or, it's all that mind space that you free up. And when you amplify that through the holidays, it really helps a ton.
Yeah. But I think, I really, like I said, the whole idea around the alcohol-free Advent calendar was, that I've got 25 ideas to motivate, center, so that you can let go and let God during the Christmas season. So, and then I also included in there.
How do I get this Advent calendar you've been talking about?
You can go to advent.joyontheotherside.com.
Ooh.
I
set that up for you, Amy.
I know. Advent.joyontheotherside.com.
That works. We know that
and
works.
And that does work. I also put in there 5 holiday tips for parties, events, and family gatherings. So that's available for you as well. And I hope you enjoy it. I know that the gals in my group, the current AFS or just the last one, they were like, yes, this is great. And I've gotten some good feedback as well from that.
Yeah, the price is right. So there you go.
Yes, it's free.
Give it a shot.
Get out there. And then the other thing I've been doing that I picked up is the Jesus Calling for Christmas.
The book?
The book. And that has been very...
Nothing to do with NA, but...
No, but it's just a nice devotion for
sort of like we have the Advent book for the kids.
Yeah.
It's sort of like an Advent book for adults.
Mm-hmm.
Well, grown-ups. It's not like an adult Advent book. That's a different Advent book altogether, kids. All right, on that note...
There you go. Okay, Matt Edwards.
All right, Amy, you talk about NEAR. What does NEAR stand for, Amy?
We've been talking about one of the big things that's been coming up a lot, especially when I work with my clients, is mindset.
Yes.
And it's really that mindset around, can I do this? Can I quit alcohol? Because it is something that for many people, they want to. A lot of times they're like, okay, I want to do this, but how do I do it? And how can I?
Right.
And how am I going to miss out?
And white knuckling is not mindset.
Yes. That's all willpower. And one of the things is with it really truly is mindset. It is, if you go in with this is going to suck. If you have this mindset of deprivation, it's not going to go well.
I won't have fun. It's not, I'm missing out.
Yes. And so, I belong to a lot of different groups and that, and one of the particular ones I belong to I get a daily fire from Brendan Burchard, and I belong to his group called Growth Day, and there's an app, and I can put the link in the bio. I think we've talked about it before, but he talks about the acronym of for change, and he says change is near, and so the acronym for near. And
what's NEAR stand for first?
Okay, N is notice. Notice
hold on. NEAR, notice, evaluate, act, recalibrate.
Oh, sorry, honey.
Sorry.
Thank you.
That's what I was going for.
No.
So the notice is what?
Notice is what your life is really like. Like really look at it for what it is, not what you want for your life, but what life is really like right now versus what you want it to be. So you have to really engage in that. So is the current situation, is it taking energy for you, or is it giving you energy? And you have to be very self-aware around this. If you're wanting to make a change, contemplate, what do I really want for my life? Journal about it. I think those are the things when we're looking at quitting drinking, that is a huge thing. It's like, what? The pros versus the cons. What will this look like for me?
And that's the only time I haven't historically journaled, and I don't journal, but the one time I did was when I was doing the 30 days, and I journaled that maybe a little after. And that actually, yeah, you're right, that does help. Even for somebody who doesn't journal, and I didn't keep on doing it because I didn't feel I needed to, but it did help in that window.
Yeah, and well, in journaling, if you do, I would recommend, even if you journal for a minute, like you just write down a few notes each day, that's scientifically proven that it actually connects you with what you're writing, and helping you move forward in your goals and in your objectives. And, it's also being an actual participant and a contributor in your life. You need to participate. And far too often when we're drinking, we're medicating and we're not participating.
Right.
So
we think we are, but we're not.
So notice is in. And then evaluate is E. Evaluate what you really want. Are you living in alignment in all areas of your life? And are you being honest with yourself? Or are you avoiding the truth of what your life is right now? And when you avoid how life really is, you're living in, basically, you're not congruent. You're in disalignment. Is that right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Misalignment. I don't know. Disalignment.
Maybe misalignment.
I don't think disalignment's a word. Maybe it is.
Misalignment. And so you need to really start asking yourselves questions, evaluating your own potential. Are you where you want to be right now? And looking at it. And so far too often what happens with people is and I know I did this myself. oh, I'm too old to do that. Oh, I'm too old to do this or that. And
Right.
it's people who are saying this so often are like in their 30s and then their 40s and it's like, you're not too old.
Right.
You're not. Just, you have to evaluate that. But what is funny is when you hear somebody who is in their 30s, I'm saying that, who says that, I'm like, do it now.
Right.
Because I know personally for myself, I would just say, oh, I don't have time to do that right now. Or, you're too young, you're too old. There's always going to be that. And it's really, it's saying that when you feel that, I would tell you, do it.
Right.
Do the opposite of what you're hearing yourself. Because
And evaluate your truth, not what you believe. Because too often you want to say the inclination when you're drinking is like, you evaluate and you go, well, I won't have fun, or if I do this, I won't. Flip it to the positive. Like, what will you gain?
Yeah, what are you gonna gain?
Yeah, like I won't be hungover. I won't get a DUI. I won't have this challenge. I'll be able to, all the look more towards the positive versus what you think you'll lose.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, you really aren't going to lose anything.
Well, and for me, I look at the gaining of what we're currently doing. I mean, 4 years ago at this time, I was still in it and stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I look back at it and I'm like, I just know so many people. It's like who have, this year I've ran 3 alcohol-free spirit experiments. I've moved the needle forward so much.
Right.
And prior to that, with alcohol, I was stuck in it.
And you want change, but you have to be willing to change to get the change.
And I mean, I know so many different people who have written books or they've put together programs or whatever. And I mean, one of our next guests we're going to be having on, she's in her 60s and she has created this wonderful, using art to work through, those challenges in life. It's like getting involved more with your creative side. Right. And far too often we don't, because you get to a certain point and you're just like, yep, I'm just sitting here doing the same thing I do every day.
Yep. Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So really, really, evaluating your life.
So I evaluate, then what I do, Amy?
You're going to act boldly to take action on certain things that you want. And honestly, what you need to do is start taking small, bold steps. And when I say that, it's like, you can't wait for everything to be certain. Right. Because if you're waiting for things, I'm going to have to just wait till this moment is perfect, you're going to stay stuck.
Oh my gosh. There's always a birthday, especially when you're talking about drinking. There's always going to be a birthday or a holiday. Or it's 4th of July or it's Valentine's Day or I have this event or there's always going to be
there's always going to be an event.
Yes, there's always going to be a reason.
And there's, and you don't have to, like right now, if you're interested in taking a break from alcohol, you can do it right now. You do not have to wait until January.
You have to wait till a month that rhymes or when there's some big program necessarily.
And doing that, it's just, you can listen to a podcast.
Right.
You can pick up a Quit Lit book and just, you don't even have to, as I work with my clients, you don't have to quit drinking to start this process. You can put yourself in the pause and say, I just want to see what, let's just start to do research on it.
Right.
I mean, I think that's
well,
the
even
big thing.
If you maybe get your Advent calendar and you spend December researching and learning and don't change anything maybe necessarily, just observing. With the plan to act in maybe January.
Yeah. But I'm like, a bold move could be, okay, this weekend I have a holiday party I'm going to, and I'm going to observe the way I'm acting.
Right. Or others for that matter.
And I'm going to observe how I feel.
Right.
Like I'm going to observe, okay, I'm ordering that drink. How do I feel right now?
Right.
I used to get really giddy. Be like, oh. And get that artificial, I could feel that artificial boost happen before I
Or
even
you
had a
drank
drink.
it, right? Which is proof that the alcohol wasn't doing it. It was your brain just excited about it.
Yeah. So,
Which proves that you can get that excitement another way, not just holding an
yes,
alcoholic beverage.
absolutely. So just starting with a small step, that's a bold step, especially if you haven't done this yet.
Yeah. And even if you don't feel certain, just
reaching out to a coach and just having a call with them, or getting into a group and making a comment like, hey, I'm interested in doing this. How did you get started?
Yeah.
Just starting the conversation.
Just like I've mentioned before, how the devil doesn't hand you a chain, hands you a link at a time. You don't necessarily drop this chain that you're holding in one swoop, right? You take it off one chain at a time too.
Absolutely.
And so that's those acting boldly to do one thing. And one day you wake up and you realize, oh, I don't have this chain anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And too often we look at people like, oh, look how they've done. We want to see, the hero story, right? Like, here's the ending. Look what they did. Oh, I want that. Well, they did a lot of work to get there. And they spent a lot of time and effort, right? So it takes time to change, whether it's drinking or anything.
And when you look at, if you are out on these different groups and you see someone post, oh, they're at 100 days or they're at 500 days or 1,000 or whatever, use that as encouragement for you, because that's what I started to do. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I can't imagine what it's like to be at that many days.
Right.
But I'm going to start to look at it and think, if they can do it, I can do it.
Oh crap. When I did 30 days, I was like,
oh my gosh,
I'd never done 30 days. I
was excited at a week. Yeah. I remember 7 days and getting through that first weekend of not having a drink. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And along with that though, we'll go into R, which is recalibrate. Which is keep adjusting, adapt. And I put in my note in here, the last time I quit drinking, I did this because you have to, you have to recalibrate. And especially if you have a sidestep or a data point. And when that is, if you go ahead and you've had 7 days and you drink, just look at that and go, okay, I did 7 days. Stay very positive because you did 7 days.
Right.
When was the last time that you did 7 days?
Right. That's still a win.
It's a huge win. And it's like no one can take away that from you, that learning. And so it's a journey moving forward.
Some people do the 7 days, then go back and then do 2 weeks. And then, that time in between gets longer. Everybody's journey is different. So
it is. And you just have to say, okay, what can I do to keep me moving forward? And you might have a little bit of a disappointment. And if you do have that, pick yourself up, give yourself grace and compassion around it.
But learn from it. Then that recalibrate, right?
Yeah. Learn from it. And
the biggest challenge, right, is the risk is I just do it blindly and don't pay any attention to it. Then I have no opportunity to recalibrate because I didn't learn from it. I wasn't paying attention to it.
Yes. And it's also, I want to give you a visualization too, because far too often what we do is when we do have a sidestep, people get into that whole shame and blame. Oh my gosh, I feel horrible. Everybody else can do this. I can't do this. And you have this negative self-talk that is going on. I want to have you visualize yourself as a little 4-year-old. Little 4 or 5-year-old who is still innocent. Get yourself a picture and look at that little one. And how would you talk to that little one? Because that little one is still living inside of you.
Right.
And you have to look at that little essence of you and say, oh my gosh, I would encourage her and him. I would say, okay, you know what? You had this happen. It's okay. Let's get going. Think about it as riding your bike when you were little and you were riding that bike and you fell off and your parents was like, get back on it. And then you keep going. And then eventually you're just off and riding that bike. You're cruising around, never looking back. And I want to encourage you you can do the same thing here, but the beating yourself up and staying in that negative cycle, that's just going to drag you down.
And you have to be careful of that because you can have that negative cycle on either side of the coin. If you're drinking, you look and be like, oh, those people can quit and I can't quit. Mm-hmm. So I'll just keep drinking because I can't do what they're... Or then you do quit It's like, oh, look at those people who can drink and I can't drink and I don't get,
Yeah, yes. That's so true. That's so true.
I'll be negative whether I'm quitting or drinking.
Yeah. So
it's like,
put on the positivity.
right.
And really, I would encourage you, go watch A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
All the different versions.
Right.
It's about positivity. It's about a new start. It's about, you and I know that if we would have ever been negative about, oh, I don't get to do that, poor me.
Yeah, woe is me.
Woe is me. I can't go out. I don't think we get it like we used to. Probably not really at all anymore, but it's that thinking like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can you have a drink? Oh, you can't drink. You can't. Yeah. No, I don't have to drink.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I can do whatever I want.
I'm a grown-ass adult. I'll do whatever I want.
And I tell people, that's the other thing when I'm working with my clients. It's like, you know what? You can do whatever you want, but just realize that if you have this negative feeling about it, you're going to keep going back to it.
The real power is knowing you can and not.
Yeah.
Not saying, oh, I can't.
I don't want to.
Right. And
I think the real freedom is like,
that's the freedom is,
I don't want it anymore. I mean, people, like the whole thing, like controlling alcohol. Yeah, I completely control alcohol now. Yeah. I don't want it.
Right.
I mean, it is.
Control that crack addiction, kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I control my heroin, or can I control smoking?
Yeah.
I mean, those are the things to look at. So that's just, that is the near.
Notice, evaluate, act, and recalibrate.
Yes. And just keep going.
Kind of like a GPS, recalibrate.
Yeah, recalibrate.
You're going to get to the destination. You just might have taken a different turn. Yeah. That's okay.
That's a really good one. I mean, because we've all been there.
Yep.
Recalibrate.
Especially Amy, because she doesn't follow the GPS very well. But
I do not.
Oh, Amy.
Well, that's right. Good, guys.
Yes, once we finally got the wheels tied on the bus.
Guys, we are so blessed. I want to just take a moment just to say thank you for being with us on this journey. Tell your friends, subscribe.
All those fun things.
Yes, share it. Share what you're learning and share with your friends. Or share with a loved one that you're like, hey, I wonder if they'd like to listen to this podcast.
Or if you don't like it, share with an enemy. Whatever.
Yep.
Well, it's all the same to us, so we're good. You can always reach out to Amy at joyontheotherside.com or just visit joyontheotherside.com to find all of the resources that we talk about, or set up a coaching call with what do you call those, Amy? You call those discovery call. I think a discovery call with Coach Amy.
Yep.
And we'll be back next week. I think we have an interview coming up. We have a couple interviews coming up.
Yes.
So stay tuned for those and more drinks of the week and all the fun stuff around here. And if you like Amy's new fancy intro that we sort of pieced together, let us know about that.
Ho, 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 and mistletoe.
Well,
Presents for pretty girls.
Now you want a Christmas one.
Yes.
All right, kids. Well, that's us. That's it for us for this week on the Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast. I am Matt, along with Coach Amy, wishing you peace and love from the cornfields. And we are out.